What's up, people? Charles, I am Brandon in the building. I got my man here. You got the Album Richard available now. If you see it on your screen right now, go ahead and hit the QR code. I'm gonna tell this man about the album real quick. But, I want to welcome home to the bar in the house. How you feeling, bro?
You talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Homie, how about you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I got you live right now. Nexxlegacy Radio. I got my man Double R in the building. As you can see on the QR code, Richard, it's available. It's out right now. I need y'all to go tap in and get it. Go ahead and holler at my boy. What's up, man? It's been a
Man, I
while.
ain't, man, I ain't making no noise, man. Just trying to get back into space. You know what I'm talking about?
Come on, man. You making a lot of noise with this Richard album and just your legacy and stuff like that that I want to talk to you about. I know the years that we had dialogue, like we talked about any and everything in this, open season on just life, music, career, everything. But I'm gonna do something a little different, man. I haven't talked to you really about just your career at a glance. Like I mean, you had everything from like the labels and just the notoriety back in the 90s to now. Like you still seem to be hungry, bro. Like what's keeping your energy, your fire lit?
Um, for me, the crazy thing about it is I never stopped making music, even though I stopped putting shit out. So the whole time, imagine being, imagine the music industry being a plane and it's flying, and and I was on the plane, and then I jump out the plane. I didn't jump out and just parachute to the ground. I had a plane waiting, and I just jumped in that plane and moved over to the side. I
Right.
quit putting shit out, but I always made music. You get where I'm coming from?
Hmm.
So my knife stays sharp based on that. Not so much paying attention to what was out, because I don't make my music based on other music that's out. I really don't listen to much but rich shit, because I've tried listening to music. And when you're a creator, I don't know if all creators are like this, but for me, just say I'm listening to some Snoop, or listening to some Mozzie, and then when I go into writing mode, some of them niggas cadences and even some of their bars can seep into my pen just based on I've been listening to that. You know what I mean? So whenever I'm in album mode, I don't do a lot of listening to music. But if somebody come through, or if I jump in the car, I might turn some shit on. Or we have some people over, some music is playing. But I'm just not an avid music head where daily music is a part of my life, listening to music,
Right.
because I create. So I just been hungry, man. I keep my feet on the concrete. I fuck with the cars. I fuck with the bikes. Like I am the culture
Yeah.
outside of music. I was always the culture. Like even when I was in the street, you know what I mean. So I'm not removed from the culture. I just stopped putting music out. So it's damn near like I said, I've been right next to the music industry playing, and now it's time for me to drop some records. I drop them, and I'm glad that people feel like, okay, this shit is right where it needs to be. Because for a long time, that's why I wasn't dropping, because I was like, is what I'm doing going to fit with what I hear going on? But
Right.
you correct me if I'm wrong. It seems lately, like in the last year, that there was like a void. A lot of the shit that we was hearing, kind of we stopped hearing. You know what I mean? That we stopped hearing, and I think it had a little bit to do with all the cases niggas was catching, and I think a lot of these niggas had to reroute some of their bars and some of these songs they was putting out, because they started arresting niggas for these lyrics and all this shit. So it was like double dutch. You sitting there like this, nigga. You watching the rope. You like, fuck it, I'm gonna jump in right here. And I
Right.
just decided to drop the record based on the shit that had happened at La Russell's house. That's really what made me say, fuck it, I'm gonna pull the trigger. Because I've always had enough material to release 10-song albums. Like I just pulled 10 records that
Yeah.
I had done to put this richer record together. I have another record behind that and another one and some shit I've been doing with DJ Fresh. So I got a bunch of cool shit, but I was really concerned how it was going to be perceived. So I said, you know what? Let me put 10 bangers together.
Hmm.
You feel me? And title it, shoot some visuals, and put it out there and see what it do. And I'll be honest with you, bro. I've been getting a lot of good feedback on the record.
Well, I've been a fan. I've been a fan of yours, 415, and it feels like beyond that, but deeper than that though. Like on my screen in the back, like I have your YouTube thing going. It literally in the back as you were documenting what happened at La Russell House. But before we talk about that and just your journey in general, let me talk about just this Richard album, just some of the timeless stuff that you gave the game. And not only that, like you inspired a lot of motherfuckers in this industry, right? Like I feel like it's important for the people to know that the longevity that you have in addition to what you've done now is not only timeless, but something about just how you move is, I want to say it's growth as far as you as a person, not just you as an artist. Is that correct?
Say that one more time.
I think just you as an artist, as far as how you've grown as a person,
Okay.
have kind of correlated into what's up now with not just this Richard project, but just your journey in general as an individual, not just an artist, correct?
Correct. Correct. I try to line my music up with my real life. You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, Different shit works for different people. I know some artists who have kept their craft the same and the fans have stuck with them. They like, that it's the same. I try to grow from where I was
Yeah.
to where I'm at to not to show growth, but to just be authentic in my shit. Like I got people who've asked me to do features on shit, and they'll send me the records, and the records be dope,
Yeah.
but they be similar to some shit I may have already done in my career, and I'd be like, damn, I'm past that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And though I could pick up that money to go do that feature or whatever, it's not lining up with where I'm at now.
Hmm.
It's crazy. You got records on the screen that I'm looking at. And if I look at where I was at on Half Thing, from, from where I was at on Don't Do It to
Right.
where I was at on The Game to Seasoned Veteran to Grow Room, you tell me, do you see growth in those projects?
100%, 100%. And as a fan, not, I mean, and I'm gonna take myself away from a media guy. Like as a fan,
Right,
like
right.
I've grown to appreciate the levels up that you have because I mean, not just as we get older, like we can't rap about the same shit because we don't do the same shit. So if
Exactly. Then I'd be faking, right?
exactly. And if you tap into like what it is as far as your vibe, you could still like to me, I respect you because you got an opportunity that you could be able to be like, hey, I could do this, be in a corporate room, I could be in the streets, I could do this, that, and the other. I could game up young people, I could game up OGs. You got the best of both worlds as far as how you rocking right now. And Richard elevates that. Like one of my highlights off this album is prolific. I need people to go to even
That's my favorite record. Out
that
of, I
see,
mean, it's
I
out
didn't
of.
know
Let me
that.
tell you something.
I
Let
didn't
me
know
tell you
that.
something. Because I'm getting my shit off on Prolific.
Yeah,
You feel me? I'm getting
yeah.
my shit off. My pen took off that beat when I listened to that beat for the first time. Dude sent me a beat folder,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, you know what? I'm thumbing through some shit, and I hit that, and whoa, I just start writing. And after that first line, when I just my pimping has always been prolific.
Right.
I'm spilling a whole lot of shit on that record, and that's addressing some shit that's going on that was going on in my city.
Mm-hmm.
It's addressing a whole lot of shit. And what I'm learning how to do, bro, that I didn't used to know how to do
Yeah.
is kind of skim over subjects and cover more ground in a record. Whereas I used to go in depth on a subject and it might eat up a whole 16 bars.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or it might eat up a whole 32 bars, depending on how in depth I want to go.
Yeah.
But I've always admired MCs who could just touch on shit, and then in the song, you'd be like, damn, he was speaking on hella shit. But with my flow pattern, I flow slow. I need room to get it off. So I'm learning how to damn near basically abbreviate situations where I just touch on them and
Right.
then skip to the next. That's not something I always knew how to do. And in Prolific, I talk about a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't put no hook on it, because that's how it was pouring. When the beat came on, it was just coming, you know. And when I listen back at it, I'm like, you know what? I got it off. I got a
Mhm.
lot of it off. And it's funny with me, bro, with these records, because like on this album, I've had a lot of people who say my favorite two are X, Y, and Z. Like some
Okay.
people will say the Ballad of a Town Nigga
Yeah.
and Wires and Vogues, them is my two joints,
Okay.
right? Then somebody else will be like, I'm on that Squirrel and that Tie the Game in the Knot.
All right.
Then somebody else might be like, you know what, I'm fucking with that Dollar and a Dream and that
Yeah.
Kyrie. So to me, that's a good album.
Right.
And that's kind of how I've been trying to put them out. Whereas on the Grow Room, I was able to just stay in character because all I had to talk about was weed. So
Mm-hmm.
I could just tell 10 different weed stories and just make them fly as possible. You feel me?
Got you.
So it's easier to stay on script like that than with a Richard album. This is about me and my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Prolific where I'm addressing some shit, and then I got uh the one I just mentioned with me and Jane Hancock, Dollar in a Dream,
Yes,
where
sir.
once again I'm addressing some shit.
Right.
Like on all my records, I'm addressing some shit. And if you listen to my music, I've always been like that. I don't really speak on trends and things like, you know, bottles and 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 bitches and shit like that, as much as I be on my shit. And I'm starting to learn that now when I look at these records. I'm like, damn, I really don't be talking about nothing, but really just popping my shit. And I
Yeah.
had one of my homeboys from LA. Hold on, was it? Huh? It's gonna probably be in that backpack. Um, I had one of my homeboys from LA. He said some shit to me and it resonated. He said, you know what? He said, I was a fan before I met you.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I always liked your music because I just like your perspective on shit. He said, you got a wild perspective on
Right.
shit. So then when I listen to my songs, that's kind of all I'm doing is just giving my perspective on life, plus charging you up with some of the game that I done, you know, got you know, over my journey. And it's simple. You know, it's crazy to me. This Richard record was super dope
Yeah.
because to me it's 10 super dope songs.
I agree.
Like it's to me it's 10 super dope songs.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna never really give niggas 16, 18 songs because I really be talking about something. I don't really get on there and just waste time talking about bullshit. So I
Mm-hmm.
would rather give you a big enough body of work to where you don't get bored with nothing too fast, but a
Right.
small enough body of work to where you have to study all of the subjects. You feel me? And
Mm-hmm.
then and then maybe in 3 months when or 4 months when you got that, bam, I got something else for you. And
Right.
that's what I'm gonna try to do this round. I'm gonna try to stay consistent, but I have fell out of love with music for various reasons. And the only reason that I'm back is because people won't quit asking me for music.
Right.
Like people DM me, bro, you're not dropping nothing. People see me in Target, bro, you're not dropping nothing. People see me in Lowe's. Damn, you ain't doing music no more. So for me to sit back and be like, damn, it's been a long time since I did music and people still asking. Let me go on and feed these people right quick. They must be hungry, man. Let me go on and feed, you know.
With each album, Richie Rich is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, live from all streaming platforms at this point in time. Go get this man's album. Richard is available. It's at even.biz/r slash Richard, where you could use that QR code that's on the screen right now. But the one thing that was has always been true to me, and I'm gonna go backwards and talk about just some of the songs that still kind of make everybody kind of do some deep thinking as far as just life and whatever else. I'm gonna go backwards though, because you mentioned something about what happened at La Russell's, and on my screen in the back, I was running your documentary that you have on YouTube right now. I need people to go ahead and go subscribe and shit like that. So that journey in itself, you mentioned something on your way to the hospital or whatnot, saying that, you know what, I got to get in this car, I got to go drive, and I got to do it myself. And
Right.
you have to just make sure you tap in and you take care of yourself. You also mentioned something about healthcare, making sure you got your benefits, because if you don't have your benefits, you went from what you got at Walgreens or whatever to what your insurance says you can actually be able to have. So you got a lot of game that you give people as you're doing music. Have you seen yourself even evolve from just not just the man that you are, but just being able to, give free game to the people like myself?
Yeah, you know what, bro? I realized it got to a point to where the shit ain't no good if you can't share it.
Yeah.
You can have all the game in the world, And I done worked my magic. I see what it do, and I know how to obtain the things that I need. You feel me?
Hmm.
So it gets to the point to where you want to give somebody some. And that's the cool part about the releasing of the music, because I would continue to give people game, but it was just the people who ended up around me, whether
Right.
they were my immediate circle, whether they were people I met out on the boat or out on the Harleys. Like, if you got to get up and around me, you was gonna get what the people are getting off of these records. So
Hmm.
I'm always that, even if it's in a relationship, with a female or a younger artist, or just somebody that I just meet along the way that I decide to lace. Always in the business of dropping some game, but to be able to give it to more people. I'll be honest with you, this record has been received in a way, because I'm moving different now than I was releasing any of them records on the screen.
Hmm.
Any of them records that you got on the screen, when those was dropping, I was outside
Yeah.
most of the day, most of the night. It's a total flip over now. Now
Yeah.
I'm mostly inside most of the night, most of the day,
Hmm.
unless I'm going at my cheese or at my groceries or at a shop to get some. All of the movement is calculated.
Yeah.
There are no more just frivolous moves. You feel me? I don't move like that no more. And it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Um, the La Russell, I had already fell back as far as just the way I was moving and fucking around.
Okay.
Man, I'm probably 10 years into just finding out, damn, it's cool to just kick back. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
I'm like the frog on the lily pad, nigga. I just sit there, and
Chilling.
then when I see that fly or that whatever it is I need, what hit that motherfucker, and I'm right back to the pad. You know, and I'm gonna share something with y'all. I got like that from injuries. The
Hmm.
first patella tear was not at La Russell's.
Right.
This
Right.
was probably 15 years ago in my life. I did that. And back then I was in the street, super trapping,
Hmm.
super getting it. And this shit had me to where I had to sit still for about 4 months because I was in a straight cast.
Yeah.
And then I realized, damn, it's kind of cool to kick back. But
Yeah.
I got the cast off and I gradually got back moving and got back outside. But this time it was a combination of things, just the changes of life in the streets, the level of heinous and senseless crime that jumps off. So, like, what I try to tell people is, what I like to put in my music is showing niggas how to stay alive.
Right.
We start there. We got to start with how to stay alive. So you don't hear me rap about death, and you don't hear me rap about shooting niggas, and you don't hear me rap about hitting the corner and dropping 30. You
Right.
might hear me mention some weaponry,
Mm.
all my bullets have always been on defense, Playboy. In the game, that was the whole shit. I don't own an offensive bullet. I've never had one. All
Right.
my bullets have been on D, and it's a blessing to have be able to move like that.
Hmm.
So in my music, I speak life. Even if you listen to, if you can decipher through the wit, the game, and all the shit, I'm speaking life and ways to stay alive.
Hmm.
And I'm speaking in it on how to be fly. But at the end of the day, I want black men, young black men, and now black women, because now a lot of them are playing the roles of black men,
Yeah,
to know that whatever you speak out your mouth is what the fuck you gonna be having going on.
that's right.
Period. 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 I mean, if you want great shit, speak great shit and
Hmm.
start walking toward it. Eventually it'll happen. But I learned that from my mama a long time ago. So when you listen to any of these records, man, it's food in there over these
Absolutely.
beats. You feel
Absolutely.
me? Yeah, it's food over these beats. And I just feel like at this level and at this age, if I can still, I, I'm juiced to be able to play still at a high level at this
Hmm.
age. And I don't expect nothing less. I mean, I could turn the camera to my crib, my bikes, my whips. Everything is still playing on the level of what's popping.
No doubt.
But at the end of the day, all that shit is, mediocre to life. Because if you long as you got life, you got action. You
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah.
So I just be trying to still breathe on niggas, bro. When I get over these beats, I try to sound saucy as possible, but I just be trying to breathe, homie.
And you still got it, never left, and it never will leave. Once you got it, you will never get rid of it. And I want to go back because sometimes, even to my left, I'm looking at just, your track, your catalog of music and stuff. And I've never had, out of the years that I've interviewed you and done, stuff on your behalf, I've never really talked to you about do G's get to go to heaven. I heard it again the other day. I was just running some stuff on your catalog. And I
Right.
think out of all the artists that I've ever, like, all genres of music, that song will either it will make you not only think, but it will actually, you kind of get into your own, like, it's kind of like an out of body experience. Now, my question to you is, for the obvious reasons, I know, what motivated it for the most part, because you and I had conversations, but to pin that and to do it and then running it back, 20 some odd years later, it's a fucking masterpiece. But not only that, it actually makes you think about life in general when it comes to that. I just want your thoughts on that.
Do G's
Yeah.
all my records, bro, are given to me by what I call my ghostwriter, which is
Hmm.
not somebody who's writing these raps, but
Yeah.
these songs come from up top, bro. I just reach up there and grab them,
No
and
doubt.
I don't mean to sound cocky, but every one of them, bro, that you've ever heard,
Hmm.
I just reached up there and grabbed it. And it's just once the music comes on, this shit just comes to me. That song though, DJ Daryl had that hook. He wrote the hook for that song,
Hmm.
and he was like, I was fixing to do a song and I just had the hook. He said, but the hook was so dope. I think you could do something with it. So he gave me the hook,
Yeah.
and I took the hook and I wrote Do G's Get to Go to Heaven in the car. I do a lot of writing in the car. I wrote it on candy wrappers because I didn't have no paper.
No way.
So I wrote it on the little Snicker. You know how the Snicker thing folds out? That look.
Yeah.
So I had about 7 or 8 of them candy wrappers in there because I remember I had bought a box of Snickers for somebody, and I had busted one open, and because I never really ate Snickers, but my homeboy fucked with them heavy, and I bought a box of Snickers for this dude, and was taking them to him, and they stayed in the car to where some of them had like melted, right? So I took them
Hmm.
home, I put them in the freezer,
Yeah.
and got them back nice. Then was actually going to take them to him at the studio. This is one of my dudes who fuck around at the studio. Nigga always in there with Snickers, bro. And he used to be like, if you can't get out to eat, just a Snickers will hold you. And even the commercial, as weird as they Snickers, is really satisfies, and they
Right.
do.
Right.
Like I never tripped off Snickers. I was the Reese's cup type of nigga.
All right.
Shit like the Abba Zaba, that one white with taffy
Yeah.
joint.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Oh, that's throwback right
Yeah,
there, though.
the Heath, the Toffee
Mm-hmm.
Heath joints.
Mm-hmm.
But I wrote that record, bro, on Snicker inserts, dude. And it kind of just came to me off the cuff. I ended up dedicating that record to Tupac, but I didn't write it about Tupac. I did Do Jesus Get to Go to Heaven. I had wrote, he actually wanted to get on that record.
Really?
Yeah, but I wouldn't let him on the record. And I had my reasons, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wanted people to see that I could write those kind of songs. You know, sometimes when you're affiliated with an artist who's known for having range and then you show a little of your range,
Right.
people think the range came from
Good.
moving with that certain artist.
Good
You
point.
get where I'm coming from?
Yep.
So that's how I ran that. But dude, that record, I'm gonna tell you what took it to the next level. Mike Mosley made the beat, and he originally it was played in all piano. It was my idea to change the piano to the Hammond B3 because I grew up in the church, and whenever the choir started jamming on that Hammond,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna come down there and you gonna, you know, they invite you down to the front. They let you know that this is the time we want to let you know if you want to come on down here, you can come on down here, have a seat. That
Exactly.
Hammond used to bring that up out of people and out of me. Once we had that Hammond played on it, dude, it took the song, like you say, to me. Had I been one of those artists that the universe wanted to be a mainstream guy, I
Mm-hmm.
believe Did G's Get to Go to Heaven should have been a Grammy winning record.
Agreed.
It's that kind of song.
Yep.
You know what I mean? A lot of feelings. Still get, you know, I still get the not the chills, but sometimes that shit, you know, and make your skin crawl when you listen to these records and you like, okay, this is one of them ones.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Jesus, and then Bo Rock got on there and did his thing, and just the way the record ended up, to me, it will always probably be one of my most powerful records, if not the most powerful record I've ever written.
Yeah. Would you discriminate upon my entry to the gate? I mean, there's a lot of heavy liners that's in there that it will strip anybody down. I don't care, man, woman, child, whatever. Like, it's gonna get you into a zone where you just start thinking about other things in that. And as Richie Rich, my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, Richard, the album is available now. Use that QR code right now. Go straight to even.biz/r/Richard. Go get it. Go get it. Go support it. And I always feel like people should go that route because to me, I always feel like Rich, people got to invest in, I want to see you do more. So I love the fact that you have a pay what you want on even.biz.
Right.
Feel like people should invest on specific things. You got access to it. Tell the people a little bit about just your design for getting it over to even.biz.
I was introduced to even.biz through La Russell. Russ turned me on to the play. I explored the platform. They explained to me what they like to do, and it made sense. So I gave it a shot. And I like the platform because what it does is it allows people who are genuine fans
Right.
to support the artist in whatever fashion they want to support. Of course, we set a baseline price, and you know we do a three-tier system based on, you know, if you want to get just the music, if you want to get music and access behind the paywall to videos and content, you pay a little bit more. If you want even more, you know, up close and personal experience, they got meet and greets and just different things that you could pay more for. For me, and this, I get it. People like to stream music, you know, and music is easily accessible on all these platforms, and you can put it directly into your phone. I get all that.
Yep.
But what I want people to understand is for the record that I deliver, there's still a process that has to be done. You
Mm-hmm.
know, first the artist has to write the songs. The artist has to acquire the music that he's going to perform the songs over.
Right.
Um, those songs in tune need to be mixed and mastered to a quality to where the album is consistent. Uh, all of that stuff takes time and it takes money. And then depending on what you use your music for, me, if I listen to music and I say I like this artist, you know, and this music does something for me,
Mm-hmm.
then instantly I think of what can I do in return? as just, for my gratitude for what the music may do to me. Now, if
Right.
you just listen to music to get your mind off of other shit and you're not paying attention to lyrics and you just don't really care about the beat, but you're just shooing through the shit, hey, go get your shit over there. I'm
Yeah.
talking to people who can say, hey man, this song got me through something. Because on this end, when I'm writing the music, I could get on there and just be talking about the size of my computer and my coffee
Right.
cup and the stool over here and the goldfish in the tank and the sharks in the water and the bullshit.
Hmm.
Um, but I choose to, first of all, my first method is to try to sound saucy. I want it to sound clean. Once I got a beat and an idea, now I try to choose the words that are going to sound the cleanest. And then once I get that part of it figured out, the ghostwriter allows me to insert game inside of these things. That's a process
Hmm.
to me that is worth money. And if people want me to park my boat and say, hey, I'm not going to go fishing 4 or 5 times this month, if they want me to park my motorcycle and say, I'm not going to go ride, if they want me to park my son's AAU games and say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to go to that because I need to go to the studio and do XYZ to provide this album. To me, that should be worth something.
Yeah.
Now, you could go to one of these streaming platforms and you could pay $10 and you can get all the music you can listen to for a month. And I get it.
Hmm.
But realistically, do you think you can, an artist who made those songs, all of that music that you listen to, for $10. What do you think that can do for an artist? I mean, you got a car, you know what gas costs, you know what food costs, you got kids, you know. So, and in this era of direct to consumer, my goal is not to sell platinum and double platinum. My goal is to find my tribe,
Hmm.
get them back on board, let them know that I'm back around this motherfucker serving
Right. Right.
and willing to cook you a nice meal, serve it to you, decorate it well with some visuals and some content, make some fly merch that you can grab a piece of, and we can rock and roll, and vice versa. But all that comes at a price. And
Exactly.
I'm not trying to be the highest price nigga, but I don't want to do nothing for free. So the people that, if you go to even, people pay what they want. There's some people who pay me $500 for the album. There's
Hmm.
some people that pay me 200 for it. I don't say that the person who pays $5 is any worth less than the motherfucker who paid 500.
No
What
doubt.
it shows is what the music meant to them. And
Right.
that's how life works. Your woman might get more attention to your homies because of what she means to you. Your job
Exactly.
may get more attention. You got to apply your life the way you apply it. All I'm
Exactly.
trying to do is let you know I got some food over here
That's
if a
right.
nigga wants something to eat. You
Right.
hear me?
That's right. That's why I have it
Straight
on the
up.
screen right now. Richard, the album is available. That QR code and what it says, tap in, invest. It's more than a good listen, double R. It's really just the evolution of it. And you mentioned something that was important. I think people should look at this as an investment because we want to see you come back and do another one and another one and another one
Right.
as well. And I think it's important for people to just know, like, hey, it's beyond just listening to it and then liking whatever you have on social media and calling it a day. No, fucking invest. Go do what you got to do to put that work in to say thank you in a different way than what other people are doing right now. So I think that's
Because
important.
because what's crazy is a motherfucker will go spend $50 on a bottle of tequila,
Hmm.
you sip it, and then go use the bathroom.
That's
You
it.
feel me?
That's it.
And it's gone tomorrow. That bottle don't do nothing for you tomorrow. You feel me? The next day it don't do nothing for you. You got to go do that again. And bruh, like everything costs. We gotta stop with the we don't want to pay us, man. We got to stop with that. We got to stop with that. We will pay everybody else, but we don't want to pay us. And we one of the only communities that is
Wow.
heavy in that, but we walk around with the most expensive shit on. We drive the freshest cars. We wear the best jewelry. We got the Jordans top to bottom. I mean, real, real brilliant looking race of people. Now we need to turn and evolve into a brilliant acting race of people. We got the look part down. We done
Absolutely.
figured that out. We got the look down. We got the look down. We got everybody else doing it. But what we got to do is start supporting each other and start loving each other. That way we can get some of this murder out the music. We can get some of this murder and some of this larceny out of our hearts, you know, and we can start bonding together on a level that these other races have managed to do. And I have so much respect for, because I got a lot of people that are a lot of different nationalities, and
Right.
they play real estate together. They play everything together, bro. And they be dead serious about it. I'll give you a quick example. I got a lot of Mexican homies. I eat a lot of Mexican food, but I've never seen anybody Mexican at the supermarket that I go to.
Mm,
And
mm,
I've been going there my whole life. I got a lot of Asian homies, and I eat a lot of Asian food, but I've rarely see any Asian people at the supermarket that I go to. And I don't go to a black supermarket.
right,
I
right,
go to the big chain supermarkets. Dude, them people shop with their people. They eat with their people. They buy property with their people. And we seem to be the only people who can find gripes with each other over shit that don't mean nothing.
right.
We and that's what I'm gonna try to weave into some of this new music that I'm bringing for these young men and these young women, because these young women are now becoming the young men.
Right.
Um, to try to scale back on some of what we not realizing, because this planet is spinning at a different speed. It's a different vibration,
Mm-hmm.
and every moment counts from here forward. For anybody who can hear my voice, every moment from here forward counts.
Yep.
Them days of just fucking around and fucking with it will wipe you out.
Yep.
You'll get wiped out here.
And
And I ain't gonna, yeah.
it's gonna
So
carry you rich in a way where it's you're gonna look back and you're gonna wish that something was altered, changed, or whatever. It'd be too late by then. And I get you. And I think we pay attention to that because we don't see enough of it. We may see it in some pockets, but it's not enough to radiate where we can really understand our worth and our power that we have within not just ourselves, but just paying it forward to you. Like what you know me, we go back a way. So whatever you need from me, I got you without
right,
patient. Is nothing where it could be like, yo, how much or I need or whatever the case may be. No, let me pour into
right,
you, let me invest in you because you matter. Not just that, what you give us, I feel like I owe you, bruh. So you know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
feel
man.
like I gotta pay that shit forward.
Come on, bro. I
That's
mean, the
what matters.
thing about yeah, the thing about it is, like you said, we need more of it. But what we have to realize is the system that we live in was never designed to give us more of it.
No doubt.
And even though we see shimmering light, it'll never be more of it. So we have to be recognizant of that
Yep.
and know that we got to dig to get to where we're trying to get to with each other,
Exactly.
based on that they don't want that. Because the minute we do that is the minute we level back up. So we can always sit there and use that excuse like, man, we just need to see more of it. Well, what you got to know is it's being hidden from you purposely. So
Exactly.
once you can absorb that, then you're like, okay, I got to start looking for this shit that I need,
Yep.
because it's out there. But we have to look for each other, bro.
That's right.
We gotta look for each other, bro. That's we gotta find our way back to the tribe. We not just gonna be bumping in. It's not designed like that.
Ah,
So moving forward, I used Richard to get out there and get your ear. Now I got them listening. I'm gonna start talking heavy.
that's right.
Okay, I'm gonna talk as heavy as I can talk without pissing the wrong people off.
That's right.
Because, like I said, the goal is staying alive. That's the goal.
You
You
know
feel
how
me?
people used to say, Rich, you know what? You got to work 10 times harder, especially for us. I look at that. That's fine. We also got to be 10 times smarter.
Come
Like
on.
we got to make sure that we stay gamed up. We could work, we could hustle, we could stay doing whatever we got to do, but we got to be sharp up here though. Like we got to make
Right.
sure that not only are we going to stay grounded that way. Here, let me show you the game as well, so you can go grind out and do it. Man, we could
Right.
trade stories for hella years, bro. And it's just like, hey, I have not just an idea, but I have a mission to make sure that I pay it forward to the next one. But you got to have that energy to go get it and understand that so you can pass it and pay it forward as well. That's way important, especially nowadays, like you mentioned.
Man, come on.
And I
Yeah,
think
man. It's crazy, but I'm glad to be back in the space, bro. Oh
yeah,
God.
yeah. And this album, once again, it's QR code right there. It's on the screen. Richie Rich, Double R is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. And before I let you go, man, hey, I know you got internet game. I know you always be top of the morning. You better go get that the top of the Rolex T-shirt if you got. I want you to talk about
Yeah,
your
that's
social media game and
that's what I turned into this guy right here. You feel
but
me?
also tell me about your apparel that's available now, man.
Uh, right now, right now I got the hug the loved ones, kiss the babies hoodies available.
There you go.
This is a one of one. This is my Harley edition, so it's got the black and the orange.
All right.
But you can find these right here. I got a few different colorways. You can find them at the www.doubleworldwide.com. Double is always spelled DUBBLE worldwide.com. And then man, I got all my nostalgic tees from the albums, the Seasoned Veteran album, the 415 album, the Don't Do It album. Nice quality t-shirts, nice quality hoodies. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, you catch me on that Instagram, man, at the real Richie Rich. Does always been THA, and Richie has never been spelled with a T. Um, Man, I'll just be on there vibing, wake up in the morning. Sometimes the gun got bullets in it. I'ma shoot. Sometimes I whip him out here and don't be nothing in there, man.
Hey
I don't
man.
post nothing, you know.
Hey,
People be
man.
like, hey man,
Oh,
I need this every morning. I say,
hey,
man, every now and then I whip him out and pah, and don't nothing happen. You feel me? I'll be like, I
even
catch you when I got one.
top
You
of the
feel me?
morning, whatever you put out, I'm like, oh shit, we got game right now. So let me
Yeah.
stay glued in real quick
Yeah,
just so
man.
I
Come
can see
on,
what
man.
he got.
Yeah, top of the Rolex, top of the Rolex. What's up with my people? What's up with my people?
That's
Yeah,
it.
when I lead with that, man, you know I'm finna throw either a curveball or a slider. You better sit back. You better sit back there and be ready to soak. You feel me?
Always profound, but you know
Come
what?
on.
Always prolific too, bro.
Uh,
Always
Come on,
prolific.
bro.
That's what it
Come
means.
on,
Hey
bro.
man. Hey, I appreciate you. What I'm gonna do for the fans out there listening worldwide, I preempted my 24-hour Next Legacy radio show for this show. But once we gone, we got a whole run of Richie Rich music that we plan. But I want everybody that's investing to even.biz/r/Richard. QR code is right there on the screen. Anybody that does, I'm gonna do something on a ticket label, or I'm gonna do something special for y'all. You're gonna get a Next Legacy radio pack on behalf of your man Brandon right here, because we gotta keep doing more to pay it forward. If everybody caught the wave of Richard, we need to make sure that we keep that tidal wave flowing, bro. So let's
Come
go.
on.
Let's go get it.
Let's
Man,
get it. Let's get it.
thank you for the years that you've always given to me, because we did podcasts before podcasts became popular, bro. You and I go way back
Right.
2009. You called into a show before I let you go. You called into a show where we were doing with Uncle Earl, right? So you called in, you, me, Cuzzle Fly. We did one with Yug back in the day, and
Right.
one of the one of the funny things about just how you are able to tap in, like a lot of us, we just stay quiet while you talk about game, right? So you've been giving
Right.
game for years. So I just been taking notes, man, trying to figure out ways to pay it forward. So moving forward, that's all we got to do, bro. Because honestly, that's all we got. I
Come
need
on.
everybody out there to go know this shit though, and go put it to action. Don't talk about it. Put that shit into action, Rich.
For
So,
sure.
man, I appreciate you, bro.
Come on, bro. Appreciate you having me, homie.
Hey man, we gonna do this again, but we also gonna do this again. I'm in the Bay too, so we got to do this in person, do something and hook up. But I need all Richie Rich fans, new ones, established ones. Scan that QR code right now. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. Whatever it is you got, there is a minimum, but you also have exclusive access. You got a chance to be able to tap into that. Scan the QR code, even.biz/r/Richard. Icon. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, Brody. Stay up. He ain't lying to y'all. I just scanned it and look what popped up. You feel me? Hey man, scan the code, man. Scan the code, man.
You know this, bro. You know
The
this.
boy got technology on here. All you got to do is turn your camera on your phone. I
Come
mean,
on, people.
if that ain't easy to do, man, scan that code right
Come
there, man, on
on.
Nexxlegacy Radio, man, and get you a piece of this food I got over here
Come
for you. You
on.
hear me?
It's
Yeah,
good
hey
food,
man.
y'all. It's good food. It's
Man,
good food.
until next time, Playboy, keep it
Appreciate
up, man, and keep it lit. Like you said, we link up somewhere around here, man. Run get a bite to eat or something, man, and I'll drop some more of these bars on you. You hear me?
Come on, man. You know what? Getting it live and direct, man. It's a blessing, bro. Man,
Come
appreciate you,
on, bro.
Rich.
All right, man. Y'all stay solid. Stay up. Nexxlegacy Radio. Please believe it.